Nuclear half-life. Which one is going to be more dangerous? An atom whose nucleus has a short half-life or an atom with a long half-life? If something is halved in days versus something that's halved in thousands of years, we need to be able to figure out which one's more dangerous and why. And a real easy reference is to look at this photo here, and you can look at nucleus A or B. You can assume that this is happening in the same amount of time. And I want you to notice how many particles are being emitted from the nucleus in A versus B. Since these are both occurring in the same length of time span, you'll notice that A is emitting less radiation than B. And so in this situation, in the same length of time, the woman that's walking in front of the nucleus B is actually being exposed to much more radiation than the man that's walking in front of nucleus A. In that regard, because it is spitting out more nuclear particles, it's emitting more radiation, nucleus B would be more dangerous. One other thing I want you to notice is the more particles that are being emitted from the nucleus, you need to think about which one is going to get smaller faster. And that's going to be nucleus B. So because nucleus B is emitting particles much faster, it's going to become smaller at a quicker rate than A. In other words, if you were to compare what those nucleus might look like after emitting the radiation particles from itself, you would look at the comparison of the size between A and B. Nucleus B emitted much more radiation from itself, and it emitted more particles from its nucleus and became smaller at a much faster rate. Notice the difference in longer versus a shorter half-life. A longer half-life means it will take more time to emit enough particles to become half its original size. In other words, it's less dangerous than a short half-life. A short half-life emits enough particles to become half its size in a short amount of time. So if you have something that has a half-life in seconds or days, it can be potentially very dangerous. If you have something that has a half-life of hundreds or thousands of years, it emits particles so slowly that it takes a long time to spit out enough of those particles to be about half of its size. Those are the basics behind understanding the theory and visualizing nuclear half-life. Thanks for stopping in for another lesson with Ms. Fox.